Functions, what are they? When did they originate? How about when did they originate? In the late 1600s, Leibniz, a German mathematician, he was inventing calculus, and he needed a new way of talking about this rule that associates elements in a set to exactly one element in another set. So he started to develop a notation, and about 100 years later, another mathematician by the name of Euler formalizes it, started to write in terms of y equals f of x. And he started to use the verbiage function. What is a function? A function is a rule that takes an element in one set and assigns it to an element in the other set. So that first set, that's called a domain, roughly referred to as an independent variable. And each of those elements are assigned over to another set. That other set is called the range. And they are looked at as dependent variables because they depend upon which element they are corresponding to back in that first set. It all sounds pretty vague. It isn't always purely mathematical, though, and it's certainly nothing beyond you. Let's go ahead and look at horror films. I have in front of you the top grossing horror films from 2000 to 2013. I Am Legend, Hannibal, The Ring, The Grudge, The Conjuring. Top grossing. That means I'm putting in front of you the gross sales. A function would take each horror film and assign it their gross sales. That's all a function is. I've displayed this to you in front of you on the left, and then on the right, I just did a year-by-year breakdown of it. Now, if you want to get a little more mathematical, how about somebody that's a dog walker? A dog walker. Suppose I'm walking dogs and I'm getting paid $20 an hour. So I can have a function that takes the number of hours that I spend walking dogs, and that's my input. That's my independent variable, and assign it to just how much I got paid. That depends on how many hours I worked. Suppose I worked for $20 an hour, and I worked for 5 hours. Let's trace this through in our mind. The independent variable is the 5. We multiply by 20, and the dependent variable is the $100 that I make. I can have a function then that goes the other way. Why would you want to go the other way? Well, suppose I wanted to buy something for $1,620. The natural question, how many hours of dog walking do I have to go through? That's the other way. What was the old independent variable is now the dependent variable. What was the old dependent variable is now the independent variable, because now I'm taking $1,620 and asking how many hours would I need to work. This is the notion of functions that we're going to study today. And the answer? Well, a little more than 81 hours.